of the authority vested in me as regent of Caloosahatchee chapter of the National Society, Daughters of the American Revolution, I now declare this meeting in session. Please stand if you are able. Daughters, we meet to further the objectives of our society, Daughters of the American Revolution, to honor the memory of our ancestors, to foster good citizenship, and to emphasize the privilege and duty of patriotism.
Give thanks to the Lord, call upon his name, make known among the nations what he has done.
Rejoice daily in our jubilant righteousness.
Search for the Lord and his strength, continually seek his face.
Remember his marvelous works that he has done.
Heavenly Father, we give you thanks for our patriot ancestors who had the courage to settle this great land and the vision to build a strong nation. We are ever grateful for the commitment of our society's founders to commemorate and perpetuate the spirit and purpose of those extraordinary men and women. Grant us wisdom and understanding as we strive to protect and preserve our American heritage so that future generations might continue to live in freedom and peace. In your name we pray, amen.
I will lead the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pat, would you like to lead the American Creed?
I believe in the United States of America as a government of the people, by the people, for the people, whose just powers are derived from the consent of the governed, a democracy in the republic, a sovereign nation of many sovereign states, a perfect union, one and inseparable, established upon those principles of freedom, equality, justice, and humanity, for which American patriots sacrificed their lives and fortunes. I therefore believe it is my duty to my country to love it, to support its Constitution, to obey its laws, to respect its flag, and to defend it against all enemies.
Jenny, would you like to lead the preamble? We, the people of the United States,
in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
You may be seated. It's a pleasure to welcome everyone. We have a lot of special guests today. Some honorary past regents, Mary Lee Mann, Ellen Straw, Elaine Hector,
No.
and Virginia Harper. We also have a number of guests today, including many prospective members. Mary Meisenheimer, Linda Palmer, Pamela Woodside, and Jennifer Bush. I think Jennifer is got her toes on being a member.
Almost there.
Yeah, almost there. Visiting daughters, we have Amy Hafner, who's the guest of Ellen Moore, and Katie Mingle, the guest of Pamela Woodside. And our other guest is Jenny's sister, Sherry Hotch-Riddell. How's that? And our videographer, Parker Mercer. Please help me greet everyone. Our speaker today is Dr. Timur, and she'll be introduced later. She's not here yet. The President's general message will be read by Pat Pearson.
Dear daughters, this moment in time represents several milestones in the history of our national society. We are just weeks away from the April 18th. DAR celebrates America 250, a salute to women veterans, featuring none other than legendary artist Patti LaBelle. This spectacular event at our historic DAR Constitution Hall will illuminate the contributions of military women and spotlight their impact over the past 250 years. Proceeds from the concert will support the Vivian Outreach to Women, or VOW, grant, which began as the legacy bequest of DAR member Vivian Luther Schaefer. VOW grants empower DAR chapters to support nonprofits that assist homeless and indigent women veterans. Over 2 million women have served in the U.S. military, and 1 of 10 homeless veterans are female. VOW grants address the urgent needs of this vulnerable population. Our festivities on April 18th will begin with a special free public event from 10 a.m. to 12:30 at DAR headquarters. All are welcome to join us for family-friendly activities in the DAR library and at the DAR Museum while enjoying refreshments. Excitement for America 250 was evident as 2026 began with our America 250 themed float in the Rose Bowl Parade, a patriotic-themed New Year's Eve ball drop in New York City Times Square, and the illumination of the Washington Monument. This heightened interest in our nation's founding will only serve to drive interest in membership to our national society. I was delighted to announce that NSDAR ended the 2025 calendar year with a net new membership of 110 members, as well as with a new all-time record for reinstatements. Let's keep our momentum going as we approach July 4th, 2026, and invite as many women as possible to join us in our mission. Remember, through the National Society's Reinstatement Initiative, which runs through July 5th, the National Society is covering the $10 reinstatement fee for members who rejoin. Please visit our membership committee webpage on the DAR members website for details. A milestone in the history of the DAR Magazine Committee is the final full print edition of the Daughters newsletter. In May-June, we will produce a print supplement for Continental Congress delegates and make a PDF available to all daughters. In July, we will launch the first issue of a new digital publication made available to all members at no additional cost. As we strive to better engage our members, we are excited by the opportunity to communicate more quickly and in a more interactive fashion and in color. We know this transition is bittersweet for our dedicated subscribers to American Spirit and Daughters, and we appreciate the many messages we receive from you regarding the change. Be sure to attend Continental Congress for a special sneak preview of the exciting things to come. As our nation's capital blooms with beautiful cherry blossoms along the tidal basin, the focus of our Legacy in Bloom President General's Project, I thank you for your continued support of the National Society and your generosity of spirit. We continue to illuminate our legacy with every tombstone cleaned, every scholarship given, and every veteran served. Faithfully, Ginny Sebastian Storage, President General.
Thank you, Pat. The National Defense Minute will be presented by Mary Lee Mann.
This one is for Women's History Week, a month. They give us the whole month. This is a tale of taps and trumpets. Across America, there are people whose acts of service speak louder than words. For Vicki Bowles Evans, that voice is her trumpet. Whenever the clear, haunting notes of taps drip across a military funeral, a memorial service, or a veterans event, she ensures the final salute is personal, heartfelt, and live. Whether a veteran is being laid to rest or a community is gathering to honor those who served, Vicki is there, horn in hand, ready to pay tribute through her music. Her path began quietly on a ranch in Washington State, where she grew up in a household steeped in music. Her talent quickly caught the attention of the commander of the local VFW post. Impressed by her ability and composure, he invited the young student to play taps for veterans' funerals. That marked the beginning of a lifelong mission of honoring those who served or are currently serving in the defense of their nation. Vicki earned a degree in music performance and education and devoted her career to teaching. But her musical journey included moments worthy of a larger stage. When she was invited to perform the national anthem at a professional rodeo cowboys event, instead of standing on the sidelines, she rode her horse Charger into the arena, halted, and began to play. As she hit the final note, Charger reared. The crowd erupted. It was a spectacle straight out of a movie. While most ceremonies are solemn, she has encountered her share of surprises. She remembers one veteran who requested his ashes be combined with those of his wife, plus those of their many deceased cats, dogs, chickens, and ducks before being scattered. It gets better. The mourners thanked Vicki with brownies that, to her astonishment, had been laced with marijuana. In a typical year, Vicki fulfills 200 to 250 requests. After COVID restrictions were eased, that number surged to 430. One winter Saturday, she was scheduled for 9 far-flung memorials. She reached 7 of them. I still feel awful that I couldn't do them all, she said. Beyond funerals, Vicki headlines Veterans Day festivities and commemorative events across those 3 states. For audience around the region, the experience of hearing her play is unforgettable. The call of taps lasts less than a minute, but in that moment, the spirit of sacrifice, honor, and gratitude fills the air.
That's a good one, Mary Lee. Let's see. The minutes of the February 19th meeting were emailed to you. Are there any additions or corrections? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I so move.
Second? Yeah.
I so move.
Second.
Okay. Okay, thank you, sir. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The minutes stand as approved. Officer reports. My excitement was, I went to the state conference in Orlando a couple weeks ago. I met all kinds of people from all different kinds of chapters. I was the only one from Caloosahatchee, so everywhere I went, I met people. And at the banquets, I sat at tables of, oddly enough, everyone was from the same chapter but me. And people were just so nice and welcoming. And Regis and I had to give my speech. And the people I was sitting with, I'm going to try to say their chapter right, Chocklahachie, actually stood up and were like supporting me while I was talking, so that was wonderful. I learned all kinds of little tidbits. The main theme of the conference was America 250, so everyone was sharing what they were doing. One of the things, I'm going to find out more information if we want to go, the National Archives is sponsoring an airplane, they're calling them Freedom Planes, and it is stocked with different things from the archives, like genuine articles, and they're flying here and there, and you can go visit. It's coming to Miami at the end of June, and it's gonna be there for about a week or two. So when anyone wants to go over, we'll put that in the newsletter, because that sounded pretty cool. Plus, they have some Airstream travel trailers going around. Most of their festivities are in the kind of the Washington DC area. One sounded really cool. They're having, I think it was 90 different countries were sending tall ships
Oh, cool.
for a festival. Yeah, that's around 4th of July. And then I learned some kind of goofy little tidbits. I just told Parker this one. The first day there, everything was very formal. Everything I went to, they had a color guard, and we said the pledge, the creed, and the preamble. So the very first meeting, the state regent said to us, it's been brought to my attention that the Pledge of Allegiance, instead of saying one nation under God, because I think that's how we all learned it, it's supposed to be one nation under God,
No comma.
no comma. So I was thinking, I think when we all learned it, we were probably in kindergarten, so they were trying to break it down for us. So then I started observing every time we went, we were saying the pledge to see how many people said one nation under God. So it was like increasing with every meeting. Our registrar, Kathy Suter, has resigned, so the board appointed Lee Moody to fill in that vacancy. Emily Nacarado has been appointed as vice regent to fill that vacancy, because for one thing, she needed more access to our chapter information. My other excitement was my very first time ever, I went to the SAR meeting last week, and I went there because they meet at Famous Dave's Barbecue, and I wanted to give them a flag certificate. And you would have thought I gave them a Rolex. Yeah, they were so excited over it. I was pretty excited too. And then much to my surprise, there were quite a few DAR members at this SAR meeting. Who knew? Yeah. Ann was one of them. Lee was one of them. And there's some other people that I kind of knew. Sophie, I have flag certificates. Virginia has her eye out to give them to some people, but we can make more. If you want a flag certificate, let me know. Mary Lee Mann has again headed the JROTC committee, and we are awarding 3 high school programs. They are Fort Myers High School on March 27th at 6 p.m., Denver High School on April 22nd at 3 p.m., and North Fort Myers High School on April 23rd at 6. If you want to attend, let me know, and I can email their senior officer. We are giving them an award certificate and a gift certificate. So thank you, Mrs. Mann, for heading that up for us. Another tidbit, this goes right into the Women Veterans Month. The Estero, and I put this on the back table, the Estero Island chapter is having a Women Veteran Warriors quarter silent auction. It's coming up Saturday, March 21st from 12 to 3. It's at Rusty's Raw Bar and Grill, which is out by I-75 on Daniels Road. They have all kinds of stuff for auction. If you want to look, take a look back there. It's cool stuff. Like a spa visit for one. So if you want information back there. And my last thing, our April meeting is going to be held here at the Forest. It's at a week earlier than normal, so it's on April 9th. So we will be here. And our speaker is going to be Naomi Copeland from Honor Flights. Emily, Vice President report?
Well, following up really quickly from Tia, the 9th is our next meeting. Tomorrow in your email, you're going to see the RSVP come out. It'll be a little deja vu, but we are fast and furious because the meeting is so early. So I apologize, but if you could please let us know quickly, that would be wonderful. I'm also looking for newsletter articles and pictures as always, so we'll be sending that out the 1st of April as well. Thank you to everyone who has sent me pictures. We're getting so many pictures. Quick reminder, tell me who's in the picture. That would be so great. And please share with me anything that you're doing. Everyone loves to read what's happening in the chapter, so we really appreciate the fun things in the newsletter. Last month, we started videotaping. So I want to give you a little bit of an update. My nephew Parker is so gracious, he's coming to video again. Next month, we'll take care of it ourselves, but I just didn't want to have to deal with it today, so he came. But we've posted it on YouTube. And this morning I checked, we had 23 unique visits, 24 if you count me, but I was just testing. So we're very hopeful that people who can't join us at the meeting are enjoying the video meetings and able to commune with us with fellowship remotely. So we hope that's gonna work. We're gonna continue to do that for the next few months. So as our associate members even go north, when the spring season is over, perhaps you'll join us remotely, which would be wonderful to keep in contact. So we'll keep doing that, and hopefully that'll work out well for all of you. And my last note is very brief. I understand that the Vice Regent's in charge of the program committee, so it's always exciting to learn new things. So we started talking last. I'm very excited, Virginia, of course, I'm very excited. And we started talking about it at the board meeting last month, and we had some really good ideas, but we want to hear from you. So if you have some great ideas of speakers, please shoot me a note, call me, tell me today. But believe it or not, April's next month, and then we all leave for summer, and October hits and we have to have speakers. So if you have great ideas, we've had such a wonderful speaker committee this year. We'd love to continue that trend for next year, so please share your ideas. Thank you.
Thanks, Emily. I know Barb has a report for us.
Hello, everyone. I actually have a 30-second update. Just to let everyone know, I'm sure you've been worrying about this. The taxes are filed and we're all set. So we are complete for 2025. We will be, the audit committee will be meeting at our April 1st board meeting to review 2025 and just close that out. So all of our finances will be closed for 2025. I wanted to thank our associate members. I've been kind of reaching out to get a little information about what do other chapters charge for dues and for donations and that type of thing, just so that we stay abreast of what our other chapters are doing. So thank you for responding. And we'll be pulling some of that information together. We also want to reach out, and we're trying to determine if there's going to be a change in the state dues and also or the national dues. So we'll be getting back to you on all of that information. I think that's all I have, so I'll turn it back to Tito. Thank you.
Thank you, Barb. This is my other learning experience at the state conference, because I asked about the dues, because I think they haven't changed in kind of a long time. So they said something like this. Yeah, we've been thinking about it. We haven't changed them. We've kind of been talking about it, and we think we're going to maybe address it at our next meeting. So there you go. Because last year we kind of jumped the gun a little bit, trying to get ahead of the game, and then the national changed their dues, so it kind of messed us up. So we're trying not to do that this year. Let's see. I'm going to be Lee. Lee is taking a cruise.
Yay!
Where's my little notes? Oh. I gave you a kind of a preview of this. Jennifer Bush is now verified. We got a couple of more people. It's Chris Anderson and I think Carol McConnell. We are expecting them to be verified any second, so I think we're going to have an installation in April.
And Tamara.
Her too? Oh, good. And then Lee is working hard on, there's like 7 or 8 other people. So we have a lot of, she's been working really hard coming down the pike. Leslie, I know Leslie has a report for us. Lady in red.
Hi. I've had the honor to go through several history things in the last month. Got to give a talk at one of the churches about women who were active roles in our American Revolution. I went just Monday to another Constitutions for the People. You know, that's near and dear to my heart. Yeah, that came from the ladies' talk. And a couple other things, but I'm taking pictures but I've gotten 2 from this group. And I don't want it to be a whole book, yearbook of me talking. I mean, that's kind of silly, but please. And I found another graveyard while I was down Naples Way, and it was just adorable. But anyway, take pictures of what you're doing. I know y'all are going to be spreading out, taking vacations, doing wonderful things. Get somebody to take a picture. Please, please, please send it to me. Now the flag retirement, I called again. We're still under a fire ban, so unless we're going to be, cooking marshmallows, we're not allowed to do it. And so we'll still wait until we get a little more rain under our belt here. And I would have thought these last deluges would have really, made it okay, but they said no. I had to be official and checking. So anyway, I'll look forward to hearing from each of you. You've got my numbers, and you can send me just a text message with your picture. That's easy. That's doable too. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Leslie. Brianne? I'll just give you a tiny one for you. The next book club is April 2nd.
That's it, book club.
And the author of the book,
I have flyers if you want to grab
Okay.
information.
we have flyers on the back table, on our flyer information table.
We are, it's Tea Party themed, and I have the author come visit us via Zoom, so we can ask questions. She sent me book plates with her autograph. So it'll be a fun little tea party.
Did you hear that? So the author is going to be on Zoom, and it's a tea party theme with delicious food and
I guess I did have an announcement, so.
1 second. Sorry.
let's see. Does anyone want to give a report on the 100th anniversary committee, or do you want to wait? No. Where's Heather? No report? New members committee?
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about what we're doing in the new members committee. We'll actually have a report next month, probably, if it's approved, on our project that we are going to be working on together. But we have 2 new members starting next week, which is March 25th. We still are open for anyone else who would like to join us. We have a few openings left, but I think we already have 8 to 10 people in our group. So, but I wanted to tell you a little, just a little aside. A few weeks ago, my grandchildren were visiting, and they had asked us if we could watch Jeopardy. The 2 little boys are 7 and 11. And I was so excited to find out that one of the questions on Jeopardy was actually something we covered in our members course. It was about the DAR Eagle Lectern, which has been used for the inaugural, several inaugurations since 2005. And then another thing that I learned, for any of you West Wing series fans on TV, the TV series, our Continental Hall, which is the DAR building in Washington, D.C., is often used as the facade for the White House. So anyway, those are just a couple of little factoids. Yes? The Wonder Woman movies were filmed there too. Thank you very much. Yes. So I'm not sure if that'll be a question, but what we do is we watch these videos, which are a lot of fun, and then we find out these little factoids. So if you want to be a real hit with your grandchildren, or win on Jeopardy, be sure to join us.
That's great. Thanks, Barb. Do you want to give a report? Excellent. The Constitution Week Committee is now in full swing.
Hi, I'm Beth Meehan, in case you don't know me, but Ann Peck and Tia and I met here. We're excited. Constitution Week, not this year, but next year, 2027, will be right here at the Forest. And we're really excited to have that because we love this place. And it was very hard to find anyone who would book this far in advance. So we're excited to be here. Also, we've booked the elders. I don't know if Many of you have seen them, but they're a fantastic couple. They come in costume as George and Martha Washington, and they will be doing a presentation for us. So we are in good shape as far as Constitution Week goes. As we get closer to the date, we'll be asking for volunteers to do things like centerpieces and decorating, things like that. But for right now, we're good. Thank you.
Let's see, we're still collecting some things for the baby shower through Ellen. Looks like quite a few things back there. Delegates to Continental Congress. So the Continental Congress, I didn't see an agenda yet. They said they were gonna have it out anytime, but I haven't seen it yet. Delegates actually get to vote on anything they're voting on, like bylaws usually. It's late June. They say they are going to also be having a special meeting this year, which they think is going to be in the fall. They're not going to schedule the meeting, they told me, until after Continental Congress. But anyone who would like to be a delegate, you may volunteer or nominate someone. Okay, Beverly?
I'd like to be a delegate.
Okay,
I can share at the board meeting, we had talked about, I had wanted to go, Barbara Carabas wanted to go, Barbara Hawkins wanted to go. I think someone else wanted to go that Amy Delquilla wanted to go. I don't remember who else.
so we can have, it's 3 or 4.
The region/vice region +3. Because we're over.
So Emily plus 3 more. So that would mean,
Emily +3, yes.
and we can elect, I believe it's 2 delegates, 2 alternates for every delegate.
Correct. That's correct.
So,
I make a motion that we accept these ladies who volunteered. That's Emily, Miss
Emily,
Barbara,
Barb, the 2 Barbs,
2 Barbs.
2 Barbs, yes.
Beverly.
That gives us 4 right there, right?
Yes.
So we could move that Amy becomes an alternate.
Yeah.
I know she wanted. Yeah, so Amy actually wanted to physically go to Continental Congress. So I don't know if anybody else is on that list. Beverly goes as well. Okay, perfect. Because I know I'm planning on going because, it's a requirement for the new members class to go.
So I make a motion that we accept these that have volunteered to go as our delegates to Continental Congress. I second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We've got our delegates. Let's see, we already talked about the JROTC awards. Virginia would like to say a few words about what we're collecting for Fort Belvoir. And maybe some other information. You want me to bring this over here?
Thank you, Madam Regent. I can use my teacher voice. I actually have a couple of points of privilege with your permission.
Ellen, where are you sitting? I would like Ellen and maybe Heather to stand up as well. Our chapter took state recognition this year for our Vietnam commemoration event. All right. And Heather, where are you? Where is she? Oh, okay, she's in the bathroom. Well, when she comes back. But if you had any committee chair, there are a lot of you who contributed to that. It was a wonderful event. It really was historic, Ellen. Thank you. Ellen wins all the time. But if you had anything to do with that, would you stand, please? Vicki. Donna. Oh, I remember. And Ann is not here. That was a point of privilege. Thank you. That's a high honor. And now we go after national, do we not, Ellen? We go after a national award. My second point of privilege that I'm asking for is I am wearing our President General's pin. It is called the Path to Success pin. It is at the neck. Every year a President General has a pin created, and this one I think came out a little late. This was when I was regent. This was Pamela's. This is President General Storage's. Her money goes to education. When her project is education. It's a beautiful pin. If you have a chance, you can order it at the Insignia store, or the shopping store. It's a lovely pen. That is my second point of privilege. Third point, on your table, if you would reach for this paper and pass it around. I know we have some new people who don't know the history. And Susie, my compatriot in patience, Susie actually designed this. This is the marker that is going up as we are meeting at Riverside. It is, I got an email last Thursday that said, do you mind if we go ahead and put up the marker? I've been waiting 2.5 years. So it really was a labor of love. And thank you to all who donated. Many of you wrote without hesitation a check to get that marker built and put up. If you don't know the story, I believe it's in the newsletter, is it not, Emily? Somebody, yes. Emily put the story. That marker disappeared in on our replacement marker. It says in a hurricane. No, it was stolen. So we're nice though, and it took a long time. But I just want you to give a round of applause. History has been corrected. Thank you, Susie. Susie, whew, we were just chomping at the bit. My final is Fort Belvoir. We are back in war, and there are 4 forts. There are 4 military stations that DAR supports. Fort Belvoir is in Alexandria, Virginia. It is the home of the Corps of Engineers. Many of you know it, but during my regency, I collected for veterans. We collected sanitaries and socks and underwear, different things they asked for. And thank you to those of you, I believe they're in the back table. Thank you. I send them, that is my project. I send them at my own personal expense. I priority mail up I have a contact, actually, that shares the office with the USO. What happened is everybody's deployment was canceled for coming home. Everybody who was deployed in the Middle East they're not coming home. They're extended. And they are extended with no end date. So they will be needing these things, and I will make sure they get, and the USO is collaborating with supplies. So thank you to those of you who brought, and if you want to keep bringing them, I'll keep sending them. And I think that's about all my point of privileges. I thank you, Madam Regent.
You're welcome. I'm glad. I was going to ask if we're going to keep collecting.
I think we should.
Okay.
Until, even when the war ends, unfortunately, we're going to have veterans. We're going to have wounded veterans. We already do. I think we have 118.
Our next excitement is our Patriots Among Us. Pat. And Heather.
This is about a Revolutionary War patriot, but is also about the work of many to preserve and honor his memory. In a small copse of trees on a farm in the northwestern corner of Harrison County, Kentucky, lies Private Francis Robinson, a Revolutionary War soldier who came to Kentucky to farm land granted him for his military service. On Saturday, June 21st, 2025, the Sons of the American Revolution, Blue Licks and Lafayette chapters performed a grave-marking ceremony honoring his memory. That from the Cynthiana Democrat newspaper of Thursday, June 26, 2025. Francis Robinson, my third great-grandfather, was born in 1765 in Spotsylvania County, Virginia, and enlisted at the age of 16 in the Virginia militia. According to his pension statement, Francis served 4 two-month tours in the later years of the Revolutionary War. His first was under the command of General Thomas Nelson Jr., a signer of the Declaration of Independence, and his second under General Lafayette. Francis married Mary Emily Ann Terrell, known as Polly, in 1788. Together, they had 14 children, all of whom survived into adulthood. By the time the family migrated to Kentucky by ox cart in 1818, there were also sons-in-law and grandchildren among their numbers. Francis is part of a long line of individuals who'd served this country since colonial times. His older brother Benjamin also served in the Virginia militia and ultimately settled in Fayette County, Kentucky. Francis's father William was commissioned major for the colonial militia, and during the Revolution, he and Polly's father, William Terrell, and grandfather Robert Terrell, provided supplies during the war. All are recognized as patriots of the DAR and future supplemental fodder for me. Francis's grandfather, John Robinson, as well as both great-grandfathers, Christopher Robinson and Major Robert Beverly, all held notable leadership roles in colonial Virginia. The Robinson family had both patriots and loyalists during the Revolution, with many of the loyalists migrating to Canada. Later, Francis had grandsons who fought and died on both sides of the Civil War, including a grandson, William, who was killed during Morgan's raid on Cynthiana, Kentucky. I first learned of Francis through the research done by an older first cousin, using census and court records and a wealth from the E. Barton papers, now housed in the Pendleton County, Kentucky Historical Society and Museum. Edward Everett Barton was an attorney by profession, but his passion was collecting Northern Kentucky family histories in the 1930s and 40s, ultimately chronicling over 2,000 surnames. A woman at the Historical Society put me in touch with another Robinson descendant, Nancy Bray, who shares my same great-grandmother. Fittingly, on Memorial Weekend 2021, my husband and I began a journey to explore these roots. It took us first to Cincinnati, Ohio, where my father and my grandfather were born, and then on to Northern Kentucky, birthplace of my paternal grandmother from the Robinson line. Then to Middlesex County, Virginia, where Christopher Robinson family migrated from England around 1666, and finally to Williamsburg. In Pendleton County, we visited the Historical Society and Museum and were able to view the original E. Barton papers, which took up an entire wall of one room. I had arranged to meet cousin Nancy there, who introduced us to another Robinson descendant, Judy Myers. Both Judy and Nancy are avid researchers and historians. Judy took us all out to the country to visit the former homestead of Francis Robinson and to see a military headstone secured by another descendant in the 1930s. It took Judy countless searches over years to finally discover the location of this first memorial. The cousins also took us to the Robinson Cemetery, established by Francis's son Benjamin and grandson William, both of whom are now buried there. The connections we made that afternoon have endured ever since. The grave marking ceremony in my opening quote was due to the efforts of Judy, who not only located but beautifully restored that 1930s marker. And Denny Lipscomb, another Robinson descendant historian and SAR member. Lipscomb contacted James Wolfe, vice president of the SAR Blue Licks chapter, who readily agreed to open the ceremony, attended by many members of the SAR, some DAR, dressed in period costumes, and several Robinson descendants. Patrick Weslowski, president of the Kentucky State SAR, read a letter of greeting by Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell, who also secured a United States flag that had been flown over the U.S. Capitol building, which was then presented to Judy. Bob and I had made plans to attend this ceremony, but sadly, a death in my family resulted in our having to travel elsewhere. But Judy was kind enough to send me both the newspaper article and the recording of the ceremony, so it's very precious to me. Today, I wish to honor Frances Robinson, who as a teenager bravely served in the revolution that secured our freedoms, and also to honor the example set by Judy Myers, Denny Liscombe, James Wolfe, and Patrick Wesolowski for putting our historic preservation mission into action that assures this patriot descendant will not be forgotten.
You ready, Heather?
Okay. So I'm recovering from a cold, so bear with me. I am honored to present the story of my patriot, Alexander Mathis, Jr., a captain of the militia, pioneer, church elder, surveyor, and early settler of what is now Eastern Tennessee. My patriot comes from a long line of Alexanders, with the family history beginning in the British Isles. His grandfather, Alexander Mathews, born in 1688 on the Isle of Wight, married in 1707 to Catherine Ann Lee in County Antrim, Northern Ireland. They had a son, Alexander Mathews, born in 1708. Around 1713, after his father passed, came to America as a young boy with members of the Samuel Doak family. They landed at Newcastle and traveled through Pennsylvania before settling in the Shenandoah Valley of Augusta County, Virginia, where many Ulster Scot-Irish families helped form the western Virginia frontier. In 1737, Alexander Mathews Sr. married Anne Grisel Odell, and on March 12, 1740, my patriot Alexander Mathews Jr. was born in Augusta, Virginia. He married Ann Leah on March 21st, 1769 in Rockbridge, Virginia, and were parents of at least 6 sons and 5 daughters. He also had a son named Alexander, but anyway, so that's why the whole Alexander thing was very confusing. So I had to really look at the years, because they didn't do senior, they didn't do junior, and it was very confusing. At the age of 37, Alexander Mathews Jr. became captain of militia, taking his oath of office. It says, at a court held for the county of Dunmore on August 26, 1777, Alexander Mathis came into and took the oath of captain of militia. Dunmore County was named for Virginia's last royal governor, Lord Dunmore, and was later renamed to Shenandoah County after the Revolution. Family tradition tells that during this period, 4 brothers, Alexander, George, Jeremiah, and Alan, moved west and struck out into wilderness. They adopted the Mathis, M-A-T-H-E-S, spelling of their name, so that they would always know each other. As recorded in the book, The Winning of the West by Theodore Roosevelt, he wrote of Alexander Mathis Jr. and Samuel Doak Jr. starting out from their Virginia homes, walked through Virginia and Maryland using the same pack horse, referred to as the flea-bitten gray. Alexander was a surveyor, civil engineer, and brought with him his surveyor instruments. They located land on the Homley branch of Little Limestone in what was then the state of North Carolina, now Washington County, Tennessee. The land was near what is now, the The land was near what is now Salem Presbyterian Church, where Salem Church was founded in 1780. Alexander helped establish the Salem Presbyterian Church and became one of its original ruling elders, serving faithfully until his death in 1806. Today, a beautiful stained glass window in the church honors the Matthews family, recognizing 3 generations who continue serving as elders for more than a century. Alongside the church, Alexander donated 50 acres of land to Reverend Samuel Doak, his good friend, for founding the Martin Academy, now known as Washington College Academy, one of the earliest schools west of the Allegheny Mountains. So I went to go visit my ancestors where he was laid to rest in this area, Limestone, Tennessee, a couple of years ago in June of 2022. And it was really, really interesting. And I stumbled upon, like literally stumbled upon, where Davy Crockett birthplace is. And I grew up watching the shows about Davy Crockett and everything, and I never knew. And then I looked at the date, and I'm like, and I compared the dates, and I'm like, wait a minute. So anyways, an interesting fact, the connection to this area involves Davy Crockett. He was born in 1786, about 6.5 miles away from the Salem church and the Matthews settlement. So I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, drive time is pretty quick, but I'm like, 1700s, think about it. Okay, horseback. So I chat GPT, I totally did that. I'm like, if you're going on horseback, how long it would take? About an hour and a half. So there's no way that they couldn't have not known each other. So I thought that was interesting, and I had to include it. So Alexander Matthews Jr., he was 46 at the time when Davy Crockett was born. So he was already established in the area, in the community and also having 2 sons at the same age as Davy Crockett. So I'm sure they probably played together and tried to catch squirrels or something. I don't know. But my captain, Alexander Matthews Jr., he passed away in July of 1806 at the age of 66. But during his lifetime, he served his country in war, helped settle the frontier, supported education, and built a community church that still stands today. So I'm very, very honored as he is my patriot and stuff. And I took pictures. I can pass away. It's okay, or I can pass away. I'm still recovering from a cold. I was telling my husband, and I kept saying, instead of 1688, I kept doing 1866. I'm like, what is wrong with me? Anyways, but I did get to tour the church and the Washington College, which was really, it was just so really cool. They still have classes. They do everything. You could do metalsmithing, all sorts of different classes there and everything. And seeing that Samuel Doak, so his senior, Alexander Sr., came over as a child, 5 years old, with the Samuel Doak family. Samuel Doak Sr. They both had sons named after each other, so they had to be good friends because it just makes sense. But they're very next to each other or close by. But it was really neat to see the Alexander Matthews names in the stained glass window and everything, and even his sons. Alexander Matthews Jr. had a son named Alexander Matthews as well. He fought in the Civil War. They had another son that, it was a very tight-knit community, and they all supported each other. I just thought it was very cool and interesting. So thank you so much.
Does anybody have anything else before I introduce our speaker?
Just a quick, Tia. I was gonna make a motion to have the discussion today, but given the time, I'd like to make a motion that we carve out some time at the April 9th meeting as a follow-up from the February meeting where we talked about the new amendments that are coming. So I would like to make a motion that we carve out time to discuss the membership amendments that are coming up post-Continental Congress. I've gotten quite a few requests from members to have that discussion.
Second, anyone?
I second.
We will do that.
Thank you. Yeah, vote.
Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Mrs. Knight. At this time, I would like to introduce our speaker, Dr. Ashugul Timur.
You said it very well.
Dr. Timur is a first-generation college student who made a cross-continental move to Naples 25 years ago. While furthering her education, she became active in the community, participating in the Greater Naples Chamber of Commerce Board of Trustees, as a board member of the Foundation for Lee County Schools, a board member of the Naples Botanical Gardens, and a board member of Imagine Solutions. Prior to joining Florida Gulf Coast University in 2019, Dr. Timur worked at Hodges University, starting as a teaching assistant and eventually becoming Dean of the Johnson School of Business, then a Senior Vice President of Academic Affairs in 2017. She became the President of FGCU in June of 2023, having served as Vice President and Vice Provost since 2019. One of our members heard Dr. Timur speak at another meeting, and she recommended me to her for our chapter meeting. We do have, I don't know if you knew this, an endowed scholarship at FGCU for a history teacher. This year we gave it to a single father veteran. So we have asked her to speak more about, being that it's especially Women's Veterans Month, about her prospective Veterans Center. Please help me welcome Dr. Timur.
Can we use that?
I'm sorry.
Visuals,
Yes,
can
absolutely.
someone help me with that? That would be great. Okay. Right. Well, usually I don't need a microphone because I have professor's voice and I have mother's voice, right? So, first of all, thank you so much for having me here today. I truly appreciate this wonderful invite and truly talk about your university. So when I say this, you know, FGCU is your university, sometimes I see faces in the room to say, I did not graduate from FGCU. Why you are saying that, you know, FGCU is your university? That might be true, that, hold on, little interruption here.
I'm so sorry. Which one would you like? Veterans.
No, yes, that's the one. Perfect.
I'm so
Thank you.
sorry. Thank you.
No, that's fine. All right. And usually my response to that, you know, FGCU is your university because now you are here in Southwest Florida. There is only one regional comprehensive university in Southwest Florida, and that is Florida Gulf Coast University. Yes, thank you. And let me tell you, you may not realize this, but actually you have built this university. So FGCU, Florida Gulf Coast University, is the 10th Florida State University System institution in Southwest Florida. There are 12 of them in the system, and we are the 10th university. There was no intention for Florida to create another university at the time. But the community, the Southwest Florida community at the time said, no, we don't want to be extension from any other university. Some of you may know this, but at the time, University of South Florida was in the region as a satellite campus
but they were requiring students to go all the way Tampa to take additional classes. The community stepped up and went to the legislation to say, we want our own university here, and that's how 1991, by the legislation, Florida Gulf Coast University was established. So you did it. Some shape or form, you were involved in that decision. Then FGCU, thank you, and FGCU opened its door to public in 1997. So we are only a 28 years old young institution, and that is something that I'm very proud of Florida Gulf Coast University. So everywhere I go to, you will see that I carry these letters. And to me, it is a statement of pride, what we do at Florida Gulf Coast University, at your university. So I'll give you what we are doing right now, where we are in terms of our student enrollment, our programs, what we do in the community, but also I will tell you where we are going, what is the future of Florida Gulf Coast University. So that's going to be my agenda. Would you agree? Is that okay? And then at the end, we can have more interaction, questions and answers. Sounds like a plan? All right, awesome. All right, I thought it would be very meaningful, especially when we are now celebrating 250th anniversary of our wonderful country, United States of America. So what we are doing at your university is that through that celebration, we have truly a big, bold initiatives in the way that we serve our veterans and military-connected students. So I would like to open up the conversation telling you about what we are up to and how your university is serving our veterans and military-connected students. First of all, let me tell you, your university has the Purple Star Campus designation by the State University System of Florida Board of Governors. You may say, well, Dr. Timmer, what is that? Purple Star recognition for a university. It tells you that FGCU, your university, is exceptionally serving the needs of our veteran students and our veterans community. So there are significant criteria to earn this designation. And last year, we submitted our paperwork to the State University System of Florida, and we earned the designation to really magnifying what we really do for our commitment to military service members, veterans, and their families. All right, oh, I went too fast. So what do we have? Well, we have an Office of Military and Veteran Success. What it means is that we recognize we have significant number of our veteran students that they need, they have special needs, we need to serve them in different ways, in addition to our common services available to our students. So it's a small office, and so we had 2 employees and working on this. But let me tell you what we're doing now. We are expanding. How are we expanding? We have been partnering with home base. That's number 1. We have been partnering with them in a way that, so we offer the programs through in our partnerships with home base. They are on our campus. We gave them a space. For the last 9 years, we gave them a space to offer services to our veteran students and invite our community to come to our campus. Now, we have been in conversations that maybe now it is time to even have a separate building for our veteran services to our students and our community, and we are working on that plan. We also have, you may know this, exceptional, the School of Entrepreneurship. So part of that school, we have a specific initiative that our faculty and our students have Veterans Florida Entrepreneurship Program. Means that our veterans come for different types of services that we help them to create their own businesses. So we help them to develop their business plans and other things, and they take classes and they go through workshops and so many other things. So over this past several years, more than 200 businesses have been launched through this program by our veterans. And when we look at the numbers of, how much the revenue generation they created over the past several years, it was over $38 million. So they're doing amazing things, but also we have scholarships for them. And so it is a 360 services that we are providing to support them to create their businesses. So, what are we doing? So we are on a really big, bold idea, and maybe this is something that you all can help FGCU. You all familiar with the junior ROTC programs in Southwest Florida, right? Let me see the hands. I'm hoping all of you. Okay. We are in the state of Florida, and even in the nation, we are one of the largest junior ROTC programs. Did you know that? Lehigh Acres High School has more than 1,000 cadets. Wow. So when I put the statistics together, I'm like, so from junior ROTC, where are they going for senior ROTC? We are exporting them. Because there is nothing in Southwest Florida. There is no senior ROTC program. They go to either Miami or they go to Tampa. So I'm like, oh my God. In my first year as president, I said, this is not going to happen. I'm gonna write letters. And so we have to have our own programming here at your university at FGCU. So I wrote the letter to Army, and I'm an economist. You read my background, so I know how to put the story together, the numbers together. And so it was a very strong letter. And Army came back and said, Dr. Timur, you're right. You have a good case, but we don't have resources to support your request. I'm like, okay, but there must be a way. So don't just tell me that you don't have resources. We have to find resources to do it, right? And then, we have now the Veterans Committee. We have a lot of people from our community working with me and my team. And one idea came back was, how about having an extension campus first from University of South Florida? I'm like, okay, University of South Florida is a sister institution in the system. We can work with them. So ladies, at this point, what we are doing is that we are working with University of South Florida to establish senior ROTC program at your university at FGCU. All right, thank you. Yes, thank you. I'll take it. Appreciate it very much. So that is a big, bold initiative, and I presented several times to our Board of Trustees. We set aside some resources to hire faculty members and to offer these courses to our students. It's going to be a different curriculum, and we need to offer different services. This is going to help us to expand our Office of Veteran Services. So there's a lot going on at your university for this initiative. All right, so let's talk about what is happening at your university. This is only one initiative, but I want to begin with this little bit of visual for you for our campus. How many of you have been on our campus? Oh, great, wonderful. If you haven't been on our campus, please let me know. We do a lot of tours. I would invite you for lunch and meet with our students and faculty. Please come by to our campus because we're your university. What is this, why I'm showing you this, that this is so important to me. This is what is called our academic corridor. And this is the academic buildings where the students are taking classes. And the time that when the institution was built, and as I said at the beginning, the community stepped up. When I walk here in the academic corridor, I look at the names on the buildings all the time. It says Seidler Hall, it is Holmes Hall, it is Edwards Hall, it's Griffin Hall. You can see all these names. In a typical higher education, the buildings are named after donors or alumni who are donors, right? None of them were donors. None of them were alumni. They were the community members who stepped up and created the university. That's why FGCU is Southwest Florida's university, built by Southwest Florida for Southwest Florida. To me, that is very important to note. So, from 1997, we opened our doors to public. 2,500 students. Everybody said, oh, this will be a university around 5,000 students maximum. Oh, they were wrong. Guess where we are today? More than 16,000 students, to be just exact. For an economist, right, I always look at those numbers, 16,812. Yes, it is an amazing growth for your university. Let me tell you, this is a record enrollment, and last year we got 21,000 applications for 2,800 spots. Wow. This is what is happening at your university. We are becoming one of the universities that we're getting into students' radar. And so not all of them, of course, put FGCU as their first choice, but we have been among the choices that they put us in the list. So that's why, to me, it is very important. But let me tell you one thing, that yes, 16,800 students, it's amazing. But what is amazing to me is that who we serve. Do we really accomplish our regional comprehensive identity? Regional comprehensive means by the legislation, you are designated to an area to serve. And by the statutes, Florida statutes, we are designated to serve Collier, Lee, Charlotte, Henry, and Glades counties. Are we accomplishing our regional comprehensive mission? Absolutely, we are. Look at the map. To be exact, almost 50% of our students come from this region. 87% of our students come from the state of Florida. So we are serving the needs of the great state of Florida, and I'm very proud of that. All right, 28 years being in education, providing education to our communities. Today, we are at 48,000 alumni. But again, it is amazing to me that 50% of them live here, stay here, raise their families here. So that's another indication we are your university. But let me give you a few other numbers. FGCU provides the skilled workforce to our communities, but at the same time, 1 in 5 graduates have started their own business here because we have the amazing School of Entrepreneurship. But at the same time, over 2,000 local businesses started by FGCU Eagles. So, skilled workforce, but also we are creating jobs. That's another thing that is happening by FGCU. 28 years in higher education is a short amount of time, but your university has been so busy. We created 66 undergraduate degree programs, 28 master's degree programs, 7 doctoral programs, and 19 post-baccalaureate academic certificates. And we didn't stop there. We have been very innovative, and we started doing micro-credentials and digital badges. You may say, what is that, Dr. Timur? What are these micro-credentials? You already offer degrees. Why do you need additional credential? These credentials are developed in partnership with our local employers, means that we prepare our students to be first day ready for workforce if there are certain requirements for entry-level positions. Let me give you an example. There is one large medical device manufacturing here in Southwest Florida. Do we know that? Arthrex, yes. It is the largest, almost one of the largest employers in the region, and they manufacture medical devices, and they are heavy on engineering, but also they hire all kinds of different skilled workforce. So when I first came to FGCU 2019, we didn't have a good conversation with Arthrex. Arthrex president said, "Dear FGCU, you are not addressing the workforce needs of Southwest Florida. I have 600 open positions I cannot hire, and I have to hire from outside, or I have to move some of the manufacturing facilities outside of Florida." That wasn't pleasant. So, and I said, what do you need? We have College of Engineering. We have all bioengineers that you can hire. And he was like, no. I need all of your graduates to have the skill sets from different types of programs. Maybe someone from communication department, maybe someone from biology, maybe someone from business, someone from arts and sciences, because they, sketch all these, medical devices. I'm like, so what do you need? They need to understand the requirements of medical device industry. Then we came up with the idea of creating a micro-credential that's specific to medical device industry. At the time, when we had this conversation, maybe 50 or 60 FGCU alumni were working at Arthrex. Today, we have more than 500 FGCU graduates working at Arthrex. That is how we are aligning. That's how we are keeping our talent in the region so we can grow all together. And then we took this model, replicated to all other organizations in the region. You can see Hertz, Neogenomics, Scotland, hospital systems, Lee Health, NCH. We're working with everyone, small businesses, large businesses. That's how we are partnering with them to make sure that our students stay in the region. So, at your university, we have 6 colleges, from arts and sciences to education, business, health and human services, and engineering. So all these colleges have specialized degree programs that aligning with the needs of Southwest Florida. We also have schools. Sometimes we start small and then grow from there. And let me tell you a few things. I am sure you heard about the reputation on the Bauer School of Music and the Arts. Have you come any of our concerts and theaters and art gallery shows? If you haven't, you have to come. We have amazing, talented students, and we're growing that program. I mentioned to you entrepreneurship, but let me tell you, do you know where the top nursing school in the state of Florida? Thank you. Right answer. Right answer. At your university. Do you know why we are the top nursing school in the state of Florida? Even Governor DeSantis mentioned it several times, saying that there's a university at the way south, they figured this out for the nursing education. Do you know why? You know, at the end of the program, you need to pass the national NCLEX exam to be a nurse, right? Do you know what our first time passing rate is for our students? 90, okay. Okay. There are some universities at 90. Thank you, 100%. This is your university. We have an amazing school of nursing and they're doing amazing work. So that is important. We are in such competition in the state university system of Florida. Sometimes even I say, they're kind of Hunger Games, but that's okay. We're still sisters. And, you know, again, all other universities, even the flagship universities, their budgets probably 10 times more than us. They call us to learn what we are doing in our nursing school. So it's amazing. But we're repeating the similar things for other areas. And you know, our School of Resort and Hospitality Management is working with all the resorts in all the areas. And plus, we have an amazing professional golf management program at FGCU. Okay, here is something we need to test your knowledge again. There are 16 PGA accredited professional golf management programs in the nation. There are 16. There is only one PGA accredited golf management programs in the state of Florida. Where is it? You got the answer. Awesome. So, right now, our amazing golf management program is doing, they're expanding, and when the accreditation came and talked to our students, and they say that this is why we know this is the top-notch program. And I'm sure you have golf pros here graduated from FGCU. All right. How many of you heard a few things about the water school? Yes, absolutely. Your water school is the most trusted research entity in the state of Florida. Do you know why? Last 2 years, our state leaders said we need to focus on water quality. It is so important to us. It is so important to our growth in Florida. Everything is about water, right? We received $32 million research funding from the state. They trusted FGCU only. No other universities received this type of funding. We have amazing faculty all over the world working on water quality solutions. On the way I was coming over here listening to WGCU, of course, and they were talking about, again, red tide, blue-green algae, and how the water school is looking into so many things. All right. we're in a great state, and the state is investing in higher education. And we are so thankful access and affordability is happening in the great state of Florida. Over the last 11 years, we did not raise tuition and fees. And it is amazing. This is true for all 12 universities, but FGCU is one of the most affordable university in the state. We are giving access to first-generation college students. We are giving access to students who did not have any support from home or anybody. We are an institution giving an opportunity. But along with that, we have an amazing community. Your scholarships, your support, your mentorship, and any way that you support your university for our region, 64% of our students graduate debt-free. This is a metric that we follow. I follow all the time. When I started as president, we were at 59%. And I said, that's gonna change. Every year, I wanna see it, how we are allocating scholarship dollars and financial aid, how we are graduating our students, that they are one step ahead, starting the next chapter in their lives. Okay, how much time I have? I'm doing good, right? Are we doing good? Okay, all right, that's good. All right, 5? Ooh, not enough, but okay, I'll go faster. All right, I'll go faster. All right, so one thing I said that FGCU started with the support from the community. The community said, you have to be distinctive. FGCU has to be distinctive. Not like everybody is doing, we should be doing. And that identity was clear. So FGCU from the first day, 1997, said, we are going to make service learning as a requirement for graduation. Because giving back to the community and instilling that kind of habits that always you volunteer, give back to your community is a quality of life. And we continued on that. Today, from 1997 to today, we accumulated more than 5 million volunteer hours just by our students. I am not even calculating faculty and staff, because that would be, much more. So your university is integrated into our communities in so many ways, and we are nationally recognized. We have the community engagement classification by Carnegie Foundation. Every 5 years, we have to submit the paperwork to earn that designation. So I'm not coming to you to say, oh, we are wonderful for community engagement. No, I'm telling you that we are nationally recognized for community engagement, and we continue on that. All right, Bauer School of Music and the Arts, more than 150 events every year, and our students are performing in our communities, and they're doing amazing job, and we are now expanding. So one of the things is that college education is about experience. Your university has 15 D1 athletic programs. And I hope that you are coming to our Alico Arena to watch the basketball games, or you're coming to our tennis courts, baseball, softball, soccer. We are there, and you will find me everywhere. A lot of people in the room knows that I don't miss very much, right? So it is wonderful that these students are also so academically competitive, and they're doing amazing job. Like you can see, more than cumulative 3.4 GPA. So we're everybody's university. We do so many things. As I mentioned, WGCU is a service by your university. We also have FGCU Academy for lifelong learning. But these courses are not just history or, heavy content areas. Some of them are like how to use your iPhone, how to talk to AI or Siri, or, how to take better photography, those type of enjoyable content areas available, or a lot of trips by our FGCU Academy. All right, so let me wrap it up. All right, should be a video embedded here. That's why probably it's not moving forward.
Do you want to go ahead?
Can you, if you do that, because I said, let me wrap it up in 60 seconds and showing you an exciting, here we go, perfect. And should be a link on that. It is not. All right, we'll skip that. That's okay. All right. So from here, where are we going? 2023, we developed a strategic plan. We said we need to clear all our directions where we are going. This is an institution completely laser focused on student success. What do we have in our directions? Number one is to make sure that our students not only receiving good education, quality education, but also they are career ready. For that reason, we set a goal that 100% of our students will graduate with internships, job shadowing. While they are in school, they will be connected to careers. Since we have this amazing network for the local businesses, we are partnering with them all the time with micro-credentials and other things. Why not that we set this high target so that they really start their career building while they are studying? Of course, there are some challenges with that because 60% of our students work and go to school full time. So it is very important for us how to balance, and we are becoming very innovative, very creative how we're going to do that, but we are working on it. Along with that, setting this very bold target for internships, we said one of the things for this region that we know, sustainability and resiliency is so important. How many hurricanes that we hit by and then we bounce back? That is a kind of skill that we all build, and how do we turn this to an academic discipline? So we are now building Institute for Sustainability and Resiliency. When I mentioned this, I had this wonderful connection from Babcock Ranch. And as you know, Babcock Ranch is one of the most sustainable community developments in the nation. If you don't know that, watch 60 Minutes. And so Sid Kitson, who developed Babcock Ranch, said, I'm donating a land to FGCU. How about you build a building in Babcock Ranch? We are doing it. The state last year said it's such a great idea for FGCU to expand to Charlotte County, have very creatively named academic building 11. We're building academic building 10. Now this will be academic building 11. Well, thank God we no longer have academic building 10. Did you read about that? Well, you need to know this. So Academic Building 10 is the home of the water school, right? And so we have one amazing community member who developed Miramar Lakes, Miramar Outlets, Miramar Design Center. Margaret Antonier said, the water school is doing an amazing job and we need to continue on finding solutions for water quality. She donated $10 million to your university. In honor of that $10 million, we named now Academic Building 9 as Margaret Antonier Hall. It's a great idea for you. So I'm looking for names for Academic Building 10, Academic Building 11, and I have more projects to name. So just to let you know, right? So, and now, last year the legislation gave us the first phase of the funding, and this year we're hoping that we will get the second phase so we can start building Academic Building 11. So we're very happy with that. But let me open a parenthesis for Academic Building 10. It's gonna be the largest building that we are building right now, and it's gonna be 130,000 square feet. And what's going to be in it is to expand our nursing, physician assistants, and occupational therapy, physical therapy, all allied health programs. Why? We need skilled workers in our region. So that is how your university is so strategic and so intentional, and how we are aligning with our needs and preparing our students for the future. Thank you so much for having me. But one last thing that we have to do before I open the floor for questions. As you know, we are Eagles, right? FGCU Eagles, and we have wings. And we always go everywhere like wings up, right? These are our wings. It's the pinky and the thumb. Okay, let's practice. Let me see all the wings. Right, wonderful. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. 1, 2, 3, I'm gonna see all the wings, and we will say wings up and go Eagles. Can we do that? Yes. All right, let me see the wings. Okay, 1, 2, 3, wings up and go Eagles. Thank you.